What's up guys, Intellitech Studios here, and today we're going to be doing the unboxing, assembly, and usage tutorial of the Hart Pro upright vacuum. Now, this particular machine you can get from Walmart right now for $69, nice, and this might be one of the best deals in budget vacuums, but we won't know for sure until we try it out. But for those of you that already purchased this machine and are now wondering how to put it together and try out your new vacuum, this video will hopefully be handy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open it up, which is pretty necessary. So we're just going to cut the top of the box right here. Now, anytime you buy a new vacuum, you want to make sure to keep the receipt just in case you need it for warranty purposes, or if worst case scenario, you need to return the vacuum. You always want to have your receipt. Good news is if you buy this from Walmart, it will be attached to your card and your Walmart account and all that, so it'll be fairly easy to do that, but still, you want to be better safe than sorry. We're going to open this up right here, and unfortunately, right off the bat, we see styrofoam in the box. I'm not a fan of that. Not very environmentally conscious, but nevertheless, we've got our manual right here. We've got our upholstery tool. I'm just opening this from top to bottom. Then then right here, we have a little bracket. Set that aside. Then we want to remove this styrofoam, and the crevice tool is sitting right in here. So I'll pop that out and set that aside. And we'll set this aside. Now we're going to grab the wand. So here's the wand right there. Just making sure that your machine has all the parts it needs in it. Here we have the cord all nice and wrapped up. We have our hose, which is also connected, so it looks like we'll be able to pull the whole machine out. There's a carrying handle right here on the top, so we're just going to pull the whole thing out. It's a little difficult, a little tricky. Oh. Okay. So we pulled out the hose. That should make that a little easier. This is really awkward to get out of here. So I'm actually going to disconnect this hose right here. There's a little blue button right here. I'm going to pull off this hose just to make this easier. So this hose does come attached, but I pressed the blue button on the side of the machine where the hose attaches and pulled this off just to make this easier. So we'll reattach that later, but at least that's not in the way while we're trying to pull this out of the box. And I'm going to try to pull this out. This is really tricky, but this is reality. This is how you'd open this. Yeah. So the process of yanking it seems to have worked. That is everything in the box, so we're going to grab the styrofoam and move it out of the way on both sides. We've got some plastic right here on the bottom. Take that off and click the machine in the upright position. So there we go. So we've got our cord right here. It comes in this bag. Undo that. They give you a free twist tie. I always appreciate that. So now we have to put it together. So we're going to grab this hose and pull it out of the plastic. Again, styrofoam is all over everything. Not a fan of that. But at this price range, you can't complain too much. So in my case, I'm going to reattach the hose, but if you left it attached, then you wouldn't have to do this part. So just push that in until that clicks in. Now, right down here, there is the spot for this bracket right here. So we're going to have to attach that. Now, I'm not looking at the instructions, I'm just eyeballing this just to see how easy this is to get. So I see a little tab right here and a little notch right here, so I'm going to line these up and see if that will click into place. Maybe I'm not doing this right. Oh, there we go. So you actually slide it down into place until it clicks, and now this little tab is in place. So now we're going to take our wand right here where the H is. There's a little notch. We have to face that forward. The cord clip is going to be on the left side of the machine. And we're going to slide this in the top until it clicks into place. See there? Clicked into place. So now we have our upper cord hook, which swivels. So we can see right here we have our upper cord hook, which swivels, so you can quickly release the cord and wind it up. So now we're going to take our handle, slide it in the top, and click it into place, just like that. Then we're going to take this hose and pull it down and click it into this clip right here. This clip right here is to keep the hose out of the way. And there's another clip right here on the top. Clips in just fine. And then the last thing we have to do is put the two attachments on board. So it looks like the upholstery tool goes right here, just like that. And the crevice tool goes right here, just like that. So now the machine is fully assembled. So now what we're going to do is, if you're not going to use this right away, we're going to grab this twist tie and undo the cord right here. Just twist this off, just like that. There's a little cord protector right here. We're going to pull that off, chuck that aside. And if you want to wrap up the cord, you just wrap it around both of the cord winders, and you continue to do this until you run out of cable. Now that the cable is fully on, once you've wrapped up all the cable, you can use the cord clip to secure the cord to the end of the cable. And now the Hart is completely together. So this is the machine right here. I can readjust my tripod. So we've got our manual right here. This is our operator's manual. So this is model number HZUV01, at least according to this. So that is that. Now, some people have asked about the attachments on this machine. You only get the two attachments, at least with the unit that I've got. So you only get an upholstery tool and a crevice tool. A lot of people have complained about the fact that there isn't a dusting brush or a turbo brush, but there is a Hoover vacuum that is very similar to this that goes under a few different names. So if you have a dusting brush or something like that from one of those Hoovers, it will fit this machine. So you shouldn't have any problems getting extra attachments. It's just kind of annoying that they're not included with the machine. But for the $70 price point, considering the Hoover equivalent to this machine is usually upwards of $200, I'd say that's a pretty good trade-off. So that being said, if you have this machine, you're probably wondering how to use it, so I'm going to show you that right now. So to begin vacuuming, the first thing we're going to have to do is undo the cable. So we're going to want to undo the clip from the cable, and we're going to turn this upper cord hook, and that'll allow us to pull off the entire cable. Now, I would show the vacuum actually turned on, but unfortunately my cat just off camera is sleeping, so I don't want to disturb her by running this, but I will still show you where everything is. So once you have the machine plugged in, you can take the cable, and I can show you right here. You can take the cable, and there's a little cord clip right here behind the handle. You can see right there on the edge of the frame. So we can put the cord right in that clip right there, and that'll keep the cord out of the way. Of course, you can put it in the clip depending on which orientation you want to, depending on whether you're right or left-handed. So in my case, I'm going to put it like this, so that way that's out of the way. Now, in order to recline the machine, we can see there's a little foot icon right on the top. So we're just going to place our foot right on here and pull the machine back. Now, it does have a swivel neck, so it swivels fairly easily. It's actually really smooth. It's a lot smoother than I thought it would be, and it actually has a lot of swivel to it. You can see it swivels pretty good. So I'm actually fairly impressed with the swivel. We do have rubber coated wheels as well, so you can use this very easily on bare floors. It's a very thick rubber coating. Now, once you have the machine reclined back, there's a power button right here, so we press this to turn the power on, and there's a brush roll button right here. So whenever you have the machine declined like this, and you don't want the brush to spin for whenever you're cleaning hard floors or delicate rugs, we can press this button to turn off the brush roller. Now, when you have the machine in the upright position, the brush roller will automatically stop. At least I assume so. I don't see why it wouldn't. That's how many of these vacuums work. If for whatever reason it isn't, I'll update that in the description. But this should be the case. Like I said, I can't turn it on because I have a very pregnant cat sleeping right off screen, and I don't want to disturb her. Hopefully you can understand that. Now, as far as accessing the hose, now everything that you suck up goes through the hose, because everything that comes out of the floor goes up this wand and through the hose and into the bin. So you always want to make sure that this hose is properly attached. So this little blue button right here allows you to remove the hose. Of course, if you do remove the hose, you're going to have to undo the cord clip. And you can undo it from any of these clips right here. And that's pretty self-explanatory. This feels really cheap. But we do have a hose right here. If for whatever reason the machine is sucking to the surface you're trying to clean, be it if it's hard to push on your carpets, or if you're trying to vacuum up something delicate like upholstery and it just keeps sticking to it, there's a suction control slider right here. There's an opening right here on the front. So it by default is closed. You can actually turn this and open it a little bit to let some air bleed in through, so that way you don't have it clamped down to what you're trying to vacuum. So if you have you want to leave this by this on default, but if you have trouble pushing the machine or you find that it has too much suction, you can adjust this so that way you have the amount of suction that you need. And of course, either of the attachments, whether it's the crevice tool or the upholstery tool, fit right on the end of the hose or on the end of the wand. Now, if you want to use the wand, you press this blue button that says wand. That's pretty difficult, right? So you push that, and the wand comes out, and you can attach the wand to the handle, or you can just leave these two attached whenever you pull out the wand, and now you have some extra reach. And now, again, you can put either one of the two attachments right on the end right here. So if you want to do this for stairs or upholstery or getting into corners, you can do that pretty easily. Again, there's no brush, unfortunately, so that's not the greatest, but again, you make sacrifices for the money. Then once you're done, you can place this wand right back in the top until it clicks into place, just like that. Clicked in very nicely, just like that. Now, I noticed on my unit, funnily enough, the power button is kind of off center, which is funny, and it doesn't move either, so it's stuck like that, so that's a little funny. Boots. Boots. Okay, she's still asleep, so I'm not going to run this, but hopefully you see how a power button works. So hopefully that's fairly typical. Now, once you're done vacuuming, or more specifically, once you fill up this bin, you're going to want to empty the bin right when it gets up to this gray piece right here. So once you can't see the clear bits anymore, you're going to want to empty the bin. So to empty the bin, you press this blue button right here that says dirt cup release. Again, very self-explanatory. You push that, and this is your bin. So in order to empty this into your trash, you press this thin little blue button right here, and the bottom drops open. Now you want to make sure this is in a trash can, or ideally outside, so the dust doesn't get in your house or in your lungs. For some reason there's dust in here, probably testing dust from the factory. So this is definitely brand new, so even though you see dust on these seals, a lot of companies will put this dust on the seal to help preserve the life of them, so don't be alarmed. This is not a used machine. You could tell if it's used because these clear bins are very easy to tell when they've been used because the insides get scratched up very easily. So this is definitely still new. So if yours looks like mine, don't be alarmed. There also is a filter in there that you would change periodically. Instructions are right here. So that's pretty much it as far as getting you up and running with your Hart Pro vacuum. That's pretty much everything you would need to get yourself up and running. Definitely stay tuned and subscribe to my channel if you want to see the full review on this coming soon. So anyways, this is Intellitech Studio signing out with my unboxing, assembly, and usage tutorial of the Hart Pro upright vacuum. It's kind of a basic name, but the Hart vacuum that looks like this. That's what this is about. So, anyways, this is Intellitech Studio signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like I mentioned, I will be testing this machine pretty thoroughly to see if this is worth your $70. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace.